Hello everyone, I hope your day is excellent. Right now I'm going to be talking about when the door opens on the front. Hey, good evening and welcome to another episode of The Front. My name is Mike Phillips. I will be your host this evening. As always, please tune in and subscribe at leadtheteam.tv. You can connect with me on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn. I have just about every social facet there is. And certainly, by all means, you can comment in the comments down below and offer suggestions because they could lead to a really excellent future show. So tonight's theme, I'm talking about when the door opens. As always, got my notes right there. When the door opens, some of leadership is having the courage to step through that door when you open it and all you can see is the black hole on the other side. It's the abyss of the unknown, if you will. And you have to have the faith in yourself, in your training, and certainly most of all, you have to have the faith in God to say, okay, I trust that I've been presented with this doorway, so I'm going to go ahead and step through it because this is the next step. This is the next path or the next walkway for me. And keep in mind, your life is a series of doorways and walkways. Some you step through right now, and some you may hold on. But understand, when you're presented with that doorway or that walkway later on down the road, that path is not going to look exactly the same as it does right now in front of you today. I've had a saying that I've said for years. A longtime friend of mine in sales, we had gone out and were celebrating a really good month. And I remember a waitress asking us, she said to us, well, what is this your final destination? Are you hanging out here tonight, or what do you guys have planned? And my friend looked back at her and said, oh no, this is not the destination. It's just a stop along the way. So it's just one of those doorways. It's just one of those pathways. And so each door you walk through is a path to a new stop until you reach that really final destination. And when you think about it, when people show up, once you've reached the final destination and people come to your funeral, they don't talk about what's going on right now in death. They talk about your accomplishments in life. It's all those doorways and those stops and those collections of things that you accomplished or did or how you impacted yourself or others or them, right? And keep in mind, when you're choosing to go through a doorway, each door you walk through has two outcomes. You can choose to walk through it or you can choose not to. I said that a moment ago. You could continue down the path right now. Each one of those choices, each one of those doorways that you go through also, keep in mind, when you're stepping through and you're making a decision to do something or you're making a decision not to, there's always going to be two possible outcomes. And I've said this before. One outcome is that it's going to get you closer to your goal. The other outcome is that it's going to get you further away of what you want to accomplish, either overall, the grand scheme of things in your life, or possibly even at that immediate point at what is needed. It's either going to get you closer to what you need right now or further away from it when you're choosing to go through the doorway or not. So how do you know what's the right choice? How do you choose and say, well, hey, I'm going to go ahead and walk through this doorway because it seems important to me right now? All I can speak from is one of the activities that I do. Pray. Take the time to have a conversation with yourself and with God. And if you listen, sometimes in that moment, and people will think, well, it's complete silence, right? But sometimes God speaks to you through you. That if you take the time to pray and truly pray on the subject, then God has that way of having a divine intervention and saying, here's the choice for you right now. And then you make the choice. You either go through the door or you continue down the walkway because maybe you need a little more than what you have to go stepping through that doorway right now in your lifetime. And when you listen close, you'll always know that path. Sometimes, if you're not ready to walk through the door, keep in mind, I said a moment ago also, if you're not ready to go through the door right now, if the path is headed this way, and you go walking through the door right now, that's going to take you, that direction towards your goal or the goal. However, if you're having to come back to the door, one, your path has changed because you're headed back to the door. Secondly, the path may curve a little bit. It may speak to you a little bit differently at different times in life. Regardless, here's the thing. Regardless of whether you're going to head down one path or down another path or through a door that God has presented you with, pick a path and go. You can't simply stay where you're at. You can't, you keep in mind, if you make no change, if you stay the same, that is what will create acceptance of where you're at. And I don't mean physical location. I'm saying staying the same right here, spiritually. If you stay the same, that's what creates acceptance and complacency. Complacency, and here's the thing about complacency. Complacency will have you focus on your past accomplishments and will try and fool you into thinking that you are accomplishing more than you actually are right now. Complacency has you live in that past so that it crushes your hopes and dreams. When you keep moving, you step through the door, or you continue down the path, regardless if you have that momentum and you keep on going, that's what allows you to focus on the future and absolutely crush it. At each of your stops, think about this too. When God presents you with a doorway, you want to ask yourself, or something that I feel, I ask myself is, okay, so if I go through this door, if I head off down this path, or if I take this fork in the road right now, what knowledge am I gaining through this? Is it getting me closer to my goal or further away? What strength is here, and how can I develop that strength and not just create more strength for myself, but how can I share that strength with others? So take advantage of all the stops and doorways. You're going to have to stop and make those decisions. Take advantage of that. Relish it. Soak it up. Enjoy the stops along the way. They're not your destination. That is not your final point, right? You need to continue to learn and grow and succeed in building yourself and build up other people around you. The more you build yourself up, those people around you, if you're including them in your circle, if you're including them in that journey and you're saying, okay, well, these are the stops we're going to make in a leader's role, share the success. Get them excited about it. So that's my message for this evening on the front. Thank you again for taking the time to join me, and tune in next time for another episode right here on Lead the Team TV. Have a great night.